Now we're moving on to Bérénice, elle est der Saree. I've probably mispronounced that, sorry, Bérénice. She's 14 from St. George's International School, and the project is entitled The Substitution of Plastic with Seaweed and Beeswax for a Healthier Biodiversity. So again, this is moving into the sustainable element of biology, biological sciences, and she's created an experiment, a recipe for children to produce their own textile for making their own necessities. Bérénice.
Tell me, why this idea?
Okay, so my inspiration for this was my love for nature, obviously, especially marine wildlife. Also the Sustainable Development Goals, such as 12, 14, and 15, which is responsible in consumption and production, life below water, and life on land. And current locations being affected by plastics today, such as Ghana being used as a wasteland, and famous protests such as Greta Thunberg, who was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, with type of autism. And despite this obstacle, she still managed to fight for her beliefs.
So you're inspired not only by the animals, but also by people. Now, using beeswax and seaweed, these are natural elements that we would have to take out of the sea and use bees from. How would it be able to be done without damaging those ecosystems?
So, could you expand a bit further on that question?
For example, collecting seaweed, we'd have to go in the sea, collect it, and that is something that animals, fish, and everything eat. Beeswax is the wax collected from bees. Obviously, we have bee farms that are very, very safe and everything. So collecting on a mass scale in order to replace all the plastic, how would you approach that?
Well, in this experiment, the ingredients I used were used in very little quantities. So I think that I don't think that it's very... this experiment is not a huge impact on those mass productions. So yeah, I think that in this type of experiment, the use of beeswax and seaweed so is used in very small amounts. So I don't think that it causes a huge impact on those biodiversities.
Now, is your result a mix of the both, or is it each to their own, one beeswax way and one seaweed way?
So originally, what I was hoping for was a mix of both, because what I was hoping for was to get a sort of whole textile, and then with the beeswax melted, I would then dip it in the beeswax in order to prolong the lifespan of the textile. However, since my experiment did not really work, I just ended up at the drying process, and in the end, I did not use the beeswax.
Even if the experiment didn't work, this is a very thought out initiative. Hopefully, in the future, it's going to be better developed, and it's as interesting to the juries as it is to me. This seems like a very, very interesting initiative. Good luck to you, Bérénice. Yeah.
Take another. Very good. Do you have the certificates? Everybody has a certificate, wonderful. And then for the picture, please. Yay! Woo! very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.